Hey guys, thank you for clicking this video. Just to let you know, this is a segment from my live streams that I do Sunday through Friday. Once again, if you want to catch the live stream, that is going to be Sunday through Friday, 6:30 Mountain Time. And if you don't know what time that is in your time, go ahead and Google it. But once again, enjoy the video, subscribe, and like this video. Back to the video. All right, so this next segment here is something that I am extremely glad that it happened, because this shows people like Sucker Ass Smith. He's not Stephen A. Smith no more. He's Sucker Ass Smith. It's all bark and no bite. Like literally no bite at all. I don't watch interview after segment, after video, after conversation of Stephen A. or Sucker Ass Smith. I'm sorry, I almost called him Sucker Ass Smith. Always dogging, disrespecting someone like Zohran. Oh, the far left this. Oh, the far left woke. Oh, the far left. It's like, bro, what are you complaining about? And then every time, well, if the Democratic Party had a message, if they had identity, if they spoke about the issues, well, why do you think Zohran's so popular? Oh, they're always talking about trans in sports. Oh, they're always talking about giving free stuff to illegal immigrants. Where did Zohran say that? I'm confused here. Then every time, hey, I invite them on my show. I invite them on my show. They never show up. I'm trying to sound like, and he's always calling them out as if he's going to confront them. But ladies and gentlemen, Zohran is about that life. He's about that business. And during Sucker Ass Smith, I'm sorry, once again, I got to get used to the new name here. During Sucker Ass Smith's live stream, where he was on the iHeartRadio stations and everything, millions of people listening throughout this entire almost 2 hour stream, disrespecting Zohran. And let's listen to a portion of it. Oh, it was beautiful.
Gentlemen, the Democratic nominee.
Hold on. Before we get into it, let's see, 48. Let's take a listen.
That's the wrong pronoun. Got people politics and all that other stuff instead of us focusing on affordability, the economy, safety in the streets of America. We found ourselves literally going to work every day wondering whether or not we were going to keep our jobs if we mispronounced the wrong pronoun. That stuff comes from the left. It ain't coming from the right. It ain't coming from the center. It's coming from the left.
Wait, me left? Like Zohran Mamdani left? But once again, where did he say that? Show me a clip of him wanting to fire people for using the wrong pronouns. Let me know. But no, this is what they do. They create a straw man. They create a boogeyman that they constantly attack. But when it comes to the actual substance of the conversation, they have nothing. Nothing. And oh my God, we're going to see it when he calls in this energy right here. Is nowhere to be found. Just like Drake said, or who was it? Oh no, I think it was Ludacris to Drake. He was like, hey, you saying all this stuff on the mic, but then when you walk out, where's it at? Hey, come on now.
It ain't coming from the center. It's coming from the left. I'm talking about the extreme left. There's a simple way for the Democratic Party to return to relevancy. And you know what that is?
What?
Focus on the issues that matter to the vast majority of Americans instead of working on the fringes.
Instead of working on the fringes. Man, I wish you would explain who is doing that. Who is doing that?
To the vast majority of Americans, it's about the economy. It's about safety in the streets. It's about affordability. And it's about fairness and equity, or as close to it as you can get. So we don't have over 1 million federal employees being furloughed or fired. Let me excuse my language, but this shit is crazy.
Yeah, that's coming from a party that you are putting on baby boxing gloves to handle. That's coming from your party. I don't buy this whole, I'm an independent, bro. Get out of here. You're a Republican. Stop being a coward. And I hope you hear this. Stop being a coward. That's coming from your party. That you're using baby gloves to handle. I'm just saying, let's be honest here.
Somebody got to say it. You know what? I'm just getting started. And not just tonight. Y'all done pissed me off and fired me up. I'm not going anywhere for a long time to come. This is the kind of stuff that I'm here for. This is ridiculous.
Hey, and once again, as long as you here, I'm going to be on your hat. I'm going to be on your forehead. And trust me, you got a lot of forehead. I'm landing my plane right on your forehead. So I'm just saying, hey, I'm here too. All right, now let's go to where. Now, throughout this entire portion here, he's taking phone calls from viewers. And throughout the whole thing, hey, I invited Zohran. He ain't hit me back. Like trying to play it as if he's scared or something. I met him a few weeks ago, told him to come on to the show. I ain't heard from him. He ain't hit me back up as if he's scared of you. You just started talking about politics like what, a few days ago, brother? Why he scared of you? But hey, Zohran by that business, okay? So let's see. Let's see. We'll go right here.
That not only are not getting paid, it's mandated they have to show up to work. You have to show up to work to not get paid or you will get fired. But I'm an elected official that the people sent to office. Come on. Ladies and gentlemen, the Democratic nominee for the mayoral seat of New York City, Mr. Zohran Mamdani, is on the line with me right now. Good.
Now, hey, remember, keep in mind, he was talking all this big shit for an hour and 20, 30 minutes. Listen to the interview he had with Cuomo, talking all this shit, bro. And now, let's see if he has that same energy now that he got the guy on the phone. Listen.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm glad you are finally on. I wanted to know, I just had Andrew Cuomo on this show, your competitor in this race for the mayor's seat for New York City. I wanted to know.
I'm sorry for that.
Yeah, okay, you're sorry for that. I know you've heard a lot about what he's had to say. What's your response to him saying that you're a novice, you haven't had a job, you're not qualified to be the mayor of New York City? How do you respond to that, sir?
Well, Steve, before I respond to it, I first just want to say that I'm looking forward to actually coming to see you in person, and that's a commitment I want to make here on this show because that's something I intend to honor.
Thank you.
But I had to call in tonight in advance of actually making that happen because what we heard from Andrew Cuomo was not leadership. It was him spending 20 minutes talking about me because he has no vision left to actually offer New Yorkers. I am running with a clear plan to tackle the issue that New Yorkers are most concerned about, cost of living. A plan that will freeze the rent for more than 2 million rent-stabilized tenants, make the slowest buses in the country fast and free, and deliver universal childcare. And when I go and I knock on New Yorkers' doors, when I speak to them on their street corners or as they're about to get on the subway, I hear them talk again and again and again that the thing that they are most worried about is being able to afford the most expensive city in the United States of America. And all we just heard on your show was as if all these New Yorkers are concerned about me. They're concerned about themselves, their ability to stay here. They deserve a mayor who actually cares about that.
Hey, Hey, Stephen A. Smith, that kind of sounds like what you were wishing Democrats would do. You know, focus on the things that matter. Affordability, safety, jobs, opportunity. I'm just saying, he just said that you and Cuomo spent 20 minutes talking about him. And I listened to the entire thing and you did. Like a jealous ex-girlfriend. Two jealous ex-girlfriends just talking bad about him. But no policies. Nothing of substance. But hey.
Well, one of the things that, the former governor now running for the mayor seat of New York City, he's saying that he's the real Democrat. Obviously, you're a socialist running as a Democrat. And he basically is talking about there are things that you're swearing will get done that the mayor doesn't have the power to do. So, Zohran Mamdani, what would you have the power to do if you were the mayor of New York City? Just so we're clear about that.
So, Stephen, the first thing I'll have the power to do is to defeat Andrew Cuomo in 6 days to be the next mayor of this city. And I want to first go through this stuff about being a Democrat, and then I'm going to get to the question of the agenda.
Yes, sir.
You know, Andrew Cuomo more and more sounds like Donald Trump. Now, if he wanted to be the Republican nominee for mayor, he should have run in the Republican primary. If he wanted to be the Democratic nominee for mayor, he should have won the Democratic primary. Instead, he did neither, and now he is the candidate for Trump-backing billionaires who are trying to dictate to both parties what politics should be in this city. The things that
who does that sound like? Oh, you see the defensive posture? Because we already know Stephen A. Smith don't care about poor folks. Stephen A. Smith don't care about the regular folk. He just worried about his money. And he tells us that all the time. I'm a proud capitalist. Oh, I pay too much damn taxes. That's all he's worried about. And why they fear someone like Zohran is because Zohran is for the people and not for people like this here. Hey, Mr. Stephen A. Smith, where's all that hooting and hollering at? Where's all the, hey, motherfucking this and, tired of the bullshit? Where's it at? Oh, okay. Maybe it'll come in a few seconds here, okay?
I have spoken about. Let's go through the top three. The first is to freeze the rent. About 2.5 million New Yorkers live in a city of 8.5 million people. They live in rent-stabilized housing. The mayor has a board called the Rent Guidelines Board. The mayor appoints all 9 members of the board, and that board either decides to raise the rent or freeze the rent. The previous mayor, they froze the rent 3 times. This mayor, they raised it more than 12%. I've said I would use that board to actually provide the relief to New Yorkers that the statistics show they deserve. That would mean freezing the rent for 4 years for more than 2 million people. The second piece I've talked about, making buses fast and free. My track record is as an assembly member. I represent more than 100,000 people in Western Queens, and I won the first free buses in New York City history. We made one bus route free in every single borough. I've seen how it can be done, and it would be so much easier to do if you actually had a mayor of New York City who made it their job to get it actually happening in Albany. That would be a heart of my Albany agenda. And then universal child care. This is something that would be done in partnership with Albany to deliver that for New Yorkers. And Governor Cuomo might say, oh, you can't get that kind of stuff done in Albany. And that's because when he was in Albany, this is exactly the kind of stuff that he didn't get done. It was the mayor of New York City who, at the time, Bill de Blasio, who said campaigned on a promise of universal pre-K, which is today a reality, and he made it happen because he built the political coalition necessary to raise the funding to be able to actually implement this. That's the example of what we have of everything that I'm speaking about. The problem is for Andrew Cuomo to deliver these kinds of things for working people would mean to take on his billionaire donors. He would rather have you believe that it's impossible to deliver than actually question why he doesn't want to take those very people on.
We're talking to
Now, he broke that down like a science. When it comes to progressives, we know what we're talking about. We don't have concepts of a plan. We're not just giving empty platitudes of like, we're going to make America great again type of BS. He's telling you how he's going to get this accomplished. So, Mr. Stephen A. Smith, not once have I heard him talk about pronouns. Not once have I heard him talk about trans in sports. No. But of course, that's all they have because they can't dispute his policies. They can't challenge his messaging. They can't do it. But maybe, hey, we got a few more minutes left. Maybe Zohran's going to come out and say, and, my fourth policy is going to flood women's sports with trans people. And we're going to give free surgeries at Walmart to any kid that comes up. We're going to just turn them into cats if they want. Maybe he's going to surprise us and do that. Maybe he's a socialist, so maybe he's going to say, hey, nobody can't eat hamburgers no more or something. Something crazy that Stephen A. Smith continues to complain about. Maybe, I don't know. I listened to this twice already. Maybe he's going to surprise me on this third time. Let's listen.
Zohran Mamdani, Democratic mayoral candidate for New York City, right here with Stephen A. on Straight Shooter with Stephen A. What about safety in the streets? I want to know what kind of priority that is for you, and I want you to address the notion that whereas Andrew Cuomo is talking about 5,000 additional cops on the streets of New York and in our subways, you're talking about mental health experts or mental health workers in the subways as well. I want you to clarify your position on that and talk about why New York would be safer under your stewardship.
I really appreciate the opportunity because safety is the prerequisite for an affordability agenda. We have to ensure that New Yorkers are safe across the 5 boroughs. And what I've said is that I believe we have the right amount of police officers. I believe we need to actually make it easier for them to be doing police work. Today, the NYPD receives 200,000 911 calls a year that have to do with the mental health crisis. In 2020, they had a response time of less than 11 minutes. Today, that response time is closer to 16 minutes. Part of that is because of everything else that they have to do now, dealing with the mental health crisis, dealing with the homelessness crisis. So what I've said is that we would actually have a new vision of how to deliver this public safety to allow officers to focus on serious crimes and to develop a Department of Community Safety that would have mental health outreach workers who would be deployed to the 100 subway stations with the highest levels of the mental health crisis, workers who would actually be tasked with responding to homeless New Yorkers, connecting them with services. Because this is the thing, Stephen, we have a lot of different issues in our politics. A lot of times it comes down to money that you want to spend or don't want to spend. But sometimes it also comes down to a question of if you actually want to achieve something. We've got about 4,200, 4,300 New Yorkers who are homeless, sleeping between our subway platforms, our parks, our streets. We have almost the same number of vacant supportive housing units in New York City that were built for the purpose of housing individuals just like these. And the government can't get its act together to actually match the people with the services that are supposed to be delivered to them. That's exactly the kind of work that I would get after. And, Governor Cuomo, I was there on the debate stage with him. He said that the city has been getting screwed by the state. And I looked at him, I said, you got to be kidding me. You were running the state. Who do you think was doing the screwing? It was you. This is a guy who cut funding for homelessness when he had the power to keep it the same. How would he be the one to deliver us? And that's, I think, the issue here is that. Oh, please, I don't want to cut off your question.
Don't worry about it. We're just running out of time, and I know you got to go, and I appreciate you calling in to show.
All right, we're running out of time, guys. I need Stephen A. Smith to pull that old Stephen A. Smith, the one I was talking all that crap just a few hours ago. Where that Stephen A. Smith at? Because right now he's real cool, calm, and collective right now. He's asking questions. Zohran's answering them with detail. Stephen A., where, brother, where you at? This is your time right now. You said you wanted Zohran to call. You said you wanted Zohran to show up and step up to the plate. And you were going to ask him, the far left that's always trying to cater to the fringes. Okay. Where's it at? Once again, Stephen A., sucker ass. All bark, no bite.
Was about to end, but I'd be remiss in neglecting to ask this one question because I only got about a minute left.
Please.
In the end, in the city of New York, it usually helps that you have the support of the Jewish community. Obviously, in the case of Andrew Cuomo, he believes he has that because of his association and his support of Israel. Some would say that is not the case with you. How do you answer that real quickly? And please know that you'll be invited to come back on anytime you want. Just know that. But go ahead.
Let me tell you, I cannot wait for that moment to actually come back. And I have to say that, seeing you right before the View almost threw me off my game. But I'm excited to even have the chance of speaking in person and speaking on the phone right now. Look, I am looking forward to being the mayor for all New Yorkers, to being the mayor for Jewish New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs. I'm proud of the support that we have from so many Jewish New Yorkers, and I'm also looking to represent every single person that calls this city home. And I've made it very clear that my job is not just to protect Jewish New Yorkers. It's not just to root out anti-Semitism across the 5 boroughs. It's also to actually celebrate and cherish those New Yorkers. And what I've found is in a moment when so many across the city are looking for a vision of how we could all belong together in the same place, what they're finding is the closing message from Andrew Cuomo and Curtis Sliwa is that of division. This is a man who went on a radio show, and as the host said that I would cheer another 9/11, Andrew Cuomo laughed and agreed. This is a man who, he made an AI video of black men in keffiyehs shoplifting as if they were my supporters. This is who that governor is.
Mr. Mamdani, we've got to get ready to run because the show is about to end. You called in just a few minutes ago. I want you to know you're invited back on for a lengthier interview to touch on any issues that you would like. Obviously, New Yorkers and beyond would love to hear from you. I thank you for calling into the show at this late notice and taking time out of your busy schedule. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to meeting you and talking to you again and having you on the show. You take care of yourself, all right?
I really appreciate that.
Hey, I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying, if you're going to be about that life, be about that life. If you're going to have this energy on the mic, have that energy when you talking to the individual. Don't sit here now and not bring up everything that you always complain about the Democratic Party. You didn't bring that up not once. Man, that's kind of crazy, right? But why expect anything different? Why expect anything more from someone like a sucker-ass Smith? Like, I don't know. But once again, as long as Stephen A. Smith going to be talking politics, I'm going to be right there with him. And, oh, man, I'm going to make him earn every dollar that he's grifting off these idiots that is consuming his content. I'm going to be there every step of the way.
Yeah.
There you go.
Let's see how you do under pressure. Yeah, I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey. Yeah. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra.